Welcome everyone to our counselling information session. So thank you for being here with us. This session is recorded and so it will be available to you at a later point as well. So first of all, my name's Kate Harvey and I'm the coordinator for the Bachelor of Counselling in the undergraduate program and the coordinator of the Graduate Certificate of Wellbeing in Schools. And with me this evening for our presentation is Mark Setch, who's the coordinator of the coaching minor in the Bachelor of Counselling. So welcome and let's begin our information session.
Thank you, Kate, and welcome from me as well. So in the spirit of reconciliation, ACAP acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, and a special welcome to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders who may be part of our information session tonight. Welcome to you. So what we're going to do in this session, we're just going to share a little bit about ACAP first. You're going to hear from our counselling alumni. We'll explore what counselling encompasses. We'll give you information about the course and career outcomes. You'll be able to please pop your questions in the Q&A. Miles, our course advisors, will be there. They will answer along the way any practical or informational or admin questions around the course and applying and registration. Kate and I will be able to answer questions about the content or the course itself as well at the end or throughout. So please pop questions in the Q&A, and any that, if we run out of time at the end, we'll certainly have time. We'll leave our email addresses. You can contact us. So that's a bit about what we're going to do today. A little bit of overview of ACAP. The ACAP, the Australian College of Applied Professions, we have been delivering specialist courses since 1983. Yet this is our 30th year, our 40th year. The branding's down the bottom there of the slides, our 40th year of operation. Initially was called the Australian College of Applied Psychology, but we rebranded in 2019 to the Australian College of Applied Professions because our course offerings expanded, initially from counselling, coaching, psychology, social work, criminology, expanded to law, management, and now IT and accounting as well. And we're continuing to expand. Over 20,000 students have graduated from ACAP over this time. We have, in addition to an extensive online campus, we have campuses in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth, and Byron Bay. We really pride ourselves in being more than an educational school and institution, but a community. That's why we encourage you to bring your whole self to ACAP. Our classes are smaller, there is more engagement with your educators. We are unapologetic about creating a diverse and inclusive learning environment and ensuring all our community is treated equally. We have a diversity and inclusion policy, which is not just a fancy document. We really do try to our best to live that in an authentic way. There's a link there, but you can find that on our ACAP website as well. So bring your whole self to ACAP. We learn and grow not only about what we study and learn, but in our interaction with educators, into interaction with fellow students. So why is it that students choose ACAP? Our lectures and tutorials, as I said before, are smaller. There's personalised learning. We are really focused on your student experience, and we continually receive feedback on how we can strengthen and extend that student experience as well. We offer a range of courses online or on campus or blended. What do we mean by blended? You do some online and then for a weekend in each unit. You can come to a campus, the campus where it's offered, for a 2-day workshop. So it's the best of both worlds there. You don't spend the whole time on campus, but say you live somewhere where you haven't got easy access to a campus, but where you can, are able to get there for a couple of days once a term. Our student support is really extensive. My first degree was really through a very large university in Australia, probably one of the Ivy League or Sandstone universities. It's got that reputation, brilliant education, but not near the support of students. So if you're thinking, you're here, but you're thinking, I'd really love to do this, but I haven't studied for a long, long time, or I've never studied at tertiary level, rest assured, our learning support team are really there to help support you. I've taught, as Kate has, first level courses where students are coming feeling overwhelmed and that. And some of them, Kate, turn out to be amazing engaged students and get some amazing grades. So don't write it off by thinking, oh, it's too much for me. We offer that support. Our degrees are accredited with the key counselling, psychotherapy and coaching organisations. We offer 3 intakes a year. We work on trimesters, not semesters, so you get through your degree more quickly. We offer 3 intakes a year, February, June, September. I think it's actually the last week of May, trimester 2, but pretty much June. And your fees you can pay up front, but we also offer fee help and vet student loans as well. So that just gives a little bit of an overview. As I said, our student support team and our student learning support advisors are great. We have an accessibility service. What do I mean by that? If you have a disability, we offer additional support. Some of our amazing students have a physical or other disability. We offer support. And when I say we're a community, bring your whole self, we recognise that life can get in the way, life can throw curveballs. So as part of what we offer in student support, we offer free confidential counselling service as well for our students. So that's just a bit of the support we offer. But Kate will share more about counselling coming up. But before we do, it's really important that you hear from the experience of a student as well. So just checking, is Charlotte with us?
Yes, she is.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, beautiful. So hi, sorry, Charlotte. So let's now hear from one of our alumni, Charlotte, one of our Master in Counselling and Psychotherapy students, to share about her ACAP experience. So thanks, Charlotte. Over to you.
Hello. Yes, I'm Charlotte. My hair is not quite as curly today as in that photo. So I'm still studying. I actually began this degree at another institution and swapped to ACAP. Have not been disappointed. So I'm a special education teacher. I've previously worked as a mainstream high school class teacher. I felt compelled to study the Master of Counselling and Psychotherapy basically due to the nature of my role as a teacher. Wearing many hats. I wanted to progress in my current career. So looking towards leadership or a counselling role within a school. But it actually has given me a lot of confidence knowing that I'll have the proper and appropriate skills to do that job, when I finish. Currently as a teacher, student wellbeing is a priority, and I'm sure we all know it's declined over the past few years, and many reasons for that. But after several professional development days relating to trauma, mental health training, disclosure training, I decided that this was an avenue that I wanted to pursue. I decided it would be the best, to be present with students, and it actually is very useful working with students with disability as well. I work with NDIS providers daily too, as well as nurses and care teams for young people. So this degree has actually been really beneficial for the nature of my current job, without even, aiming higher. So it's been really useful. Sorry, little technical difficulty there. So school counsellors actually currently are needing to be registered with the ACA or PACFA, which on the completion of this degree I can do. So yeah, if you're looking around comparing universities, not all of them actually had the registration at the end, so make sure to look for that. ACAP definitely does. So this benefits like the school as a wellbeing support or as a school counsellor, and has helped my professional knowledge greatly. I would actually really like to become a school counsellor once I'm finished. You know, and I think it's really beneficial to know that I will be reporting to like the appropriate governing bodies once I'm finished. So that there are actually standards you adhere to, and there's governing bodies there too. As I stated before, I've attended a few different universities and began this degree at a different institution. But ACAP was the first to be really holistically inclusive of all diversity. The staff are really, really passionate about what they do. They'll always get back to you, your emails, you're never ignored. They really want to help you succeed. The online component is really enticing for many reasons. So one is the current climate, I'm sure you all know, having to work. Study just wouldn't be possible without being able to work, you know, full time just to make a living. But ACAP do that really, really well. So you only have to go in for a couple of days, like they said, a weekend, for each course that you do. I did actually consider psychology, a couple of other degrees, but ultimately, like, I decided on the Master of Counselling and Psychotherapy with ACAP. You know, the registration at the end was that's kind of what sold me. PACFA and the ACA, you know, that they are what's required, at least for me, for my goal when I finish, is being able to register with those governing bodies so I can become a school counsellor, I can apply for those jobs, you know, and I'm adhering to the correct governing bodies. I really enjoy the person-centered approach of counselling. So it's more holistic. You're looking at the whole person rather than the diagnostic model. So that was quite, yeah, that really was something that was important to me. When, you know, I teach students, we look at them as a whole person. We're not diagnosing them with this, that, the other. We're thinking, how can we support them? How can we, you know, provide strategies or help them provide, you know, create strategies of their own, and looking at their strengths. So counselling was definitely the degree that did that. The placement route is also another benefit. I am a very hands-on learner. So by actually getting to practice the role appropriately and through placements before we finished was definitely a green flag for me. So yeah, thank you. You won't be disappointed.
Thanks, Charlotte. That was fantastic. And I'll go with you on that passion for wellbeing in schools. That's my focus as well as a counsellor, and having worked as a counsellor in schools for many years. So thank you. And it really shows that our diversity of people that come to counselling. And I think that's something that I really enjoy, is hearing what different reasons people have come to study counselling, whether it's a lived experience or professional development or just that passion. So, and, you know, and we can actually see the passion coming out. So thanks, Charlotte. That was well done. So the discipline of counselling, the philosophy is, you know, we really want to support our students. It's about you as students developing that self-awareness and getting to know who you are, because that comes across in the counselling. So it's understanding your values, your attitudes, your bias, because they all impact. So our philosophy is for you to develop both personally and professionally. We reflect on therapy, the therapeutic processes. We learn about the theories and the application of theories to our, you know, whether it's Gestalt or person-centered, the different theories, and how we learn about what techniques we need to apply those. But it's also, again, it links into us as the counsellor because we have to bring ourselves. So we want our counsellors we focus heavily on that culturally sensitive practitioner. So when you walk out, you are highly skilled, you're aware of the importance of ethics, and as Charlotte said, you're aware of those codes of ethics to apply to your professional practice, and you're culturally sensitive. So let's move on to attendance. So this is a big question a lot of students come to information sessions. What's going to be required of me? Well, we want you to walk out as skilled counsellors. So therefore, the tutorial attendance is compulsory. So and we'll have a look a bit more down the track at the blended, online, etc. But we hope for you to attend 100%, but we know full well life happens. It happens to us as well. We're all human. So you've got a mandatory attendance of 80%. So there's tutorials for the blended classes. We run 6 tutorials. So if you miss one tutorial, that's okay. We just get you to read over the material. If you miss the second one, we ask you to submit a task, and it's not an onerous task. And that's what we call our make-up task. Again, it's about you getting the most out of your learning. Okay, so the courses we offer. So we offer the Diploma of Counselling Skills. Now, this is a skills-based course. We offer the Bachelor of Counselling, Bachelor of Counselling with the coaching minor, which is Mark's forte. We also have the Bachelor of Psychological Science and Counselling. Now, this course will be discussed in the psychology session. We also offer the Graduate Certificate of Wellbeing in Schools, and we offer the Masters of Counselling and Psychotherapy. So we'll look more at these courses. So let's jump to the next one. Okay, so the undergraduate course entry requirements. So you'll have an online screening interview, and that's where the staff will ask you some questions and, you know, what do you hope to achieve, etc. You'll also have one of the following: a senior secondary school certificate, you know, HSC, VCE, SACE, I think in South Australia. You'll have one of those, or you will have completed a certificate 4 or above, or you're 21 years and over. And that's a common entry point. So, you know, we have a lot of students that are returning to study, and that's fine. Or you may have been admitted to an undergraduate degree in another Australian university or equivalent. So we also have the National Criminal History Check. You know, as counsellors, you're going to be working with vulnerable people, populations. So it's really important that you complete that National Criminal History Check, and that's required within the first trimester of your study. And that's for the Bachelor of Counselling and Psych-Sci Counselling. Okay, so let's begin with the Diploma of Counselling Skills. So the Diploma of Counselling Skills comprises 8 units. And as I said, it is a skills-based units. So you'll cover the personal reflection and self-care, learning about wellness and how to apply that as a practitioner. You'll look at mental health, and you'll talk about the DSM-5, and you'll start learning about some case conceptualization. You'll look at the skills. What skills do we require to develop as a counsellor? Again, you'll look at some theories, and you'll have an introduction to trauma-informed counselling. Then you'll have 3 units called MALT 1025, Professions in Society, Sustainability in the Helping Profession, and Applications in Context. Now, these units are multidisciplinary. So with the multidisciplinary units, that's where you will study them, whether you're enrolled in social work or psychology, we cover them across. So the 3 units are, we as in the counselling faculty, we oversee professions in society. Social work oversees one and psychology. So a common question is, what can I do with the Diploma of Counselling Skills? Okay, there's no placement component in this course, so you aren't eligible to be registered for ACA or PAPFA. It is a skills-based course. But it can be the stepping stone for students to go into the bachelor degree. So the Diploma of Counselling Skills is exactly the same subjects as the first year of the bachelor degree. So if you decide, I think I'm just going to enroll in the Diploma of Counselling Skills and just, ease my way into it. Okay, that's fine. And if at the end you might say, oh, I think I want to do the bachelor now. You'll go straight into second year of the bachelor. So it's 1 unit. So it is the first year of the bachelor degree is what is in the diploma. Okay, so the Bachelor of Counselling. Now this is a 3-year full-time degree, 24 units. Okay, so we have some additional training requirements. There is placement. There's 2 placement units that you'll do towards the end of your, well, basically at the end of your 3rd year. And you'll also, the placements, we'll talk a bit more about placement further down, but it's usually 1.5 days a week plus. A lot of students work. So, that's where you can do your hours over a couple of days. We also have, as part of the course, it is a requirement that you do some volunteering hours. Now, this is a great opportunity for you to get out into your local community and see what the community needs. How can you assist them? It's also about building up that network and knowing what's there whilst giving back. And we have a unit in the 2nd year called Service Learning, and that requires an additional 50 hours, but I'll explain that a little bit more. Assessments vary across the course. So you might have a video role play of a counselling session for 10 minutes, and then you'll analyse it. How did you go? What could you improve on? What skills did you demonstrate? You'll also have some formal essays, academic essays. You'll have group work activities. You'll have you'll write case conceptualizations, and there's a variety. Pecha Kuchas, which is similar to, for those that haven't done a Pecha Kucha, it's a PowerPoint presentation where you talk at a slide for 20 seconds. So each unit, we recommend about 9 to 11 hours of study per week. Now, that'll vary according to person, and that's okay. And also in this bachelor degree, we have the option for you to do the coaching minor. And what the coaching minor does is it, sorry, I'm not going to take your limelight on this, Mark.
Oh, that's fine. You're doing well.
So the coaching minor is, instead of doing some electives and a couple of units, you focus on coaching, which Mark will explain. So we also, in the bachelor, these are some of the units that we offer in the bachelor degree. So you'll notice in the Diploma of Counselling, we had Counselling Skills 1. Okay, the first level of your counselling, your skills-based training. In the 2nd year, you will do Counselling Skills 2. In your 3rd year, you will do Counselling Skills 3. And then to top off our skills component, you will do counselling theory integration. So you're putting it all together. So it's sequential. So each one builds upon each other. So you really develop those skills. But rest assured, we other units have a lot of skills practice too. So you'll learn in crisis counselling, how to manage a crisis. How can you respond? You'll look at family and relationship, how to conduct a counselling session for a family, how to do genograms and all those components required. You'll look at mental health. You'll develop from that first year mental health unit and move into the second year. So you're deepening your knowledge. Counselling children and youth is a third year unit. And that is one where you really look at the differences, and there's some challenges in working with children and youth and how different it is to working with adult populations. So as you can see, there's a lot of different units. Just going back to this service learning for counselling preparation. So this unit is where you find a not-for-profit organisation and you support them, be it setting up, arranging marketing, or writing up a report for them. So you're doing 50 hours over the trimester with them. Okay, so I'm going to hand to Mark for this one because it's his area of expertise, and I feel like I already said too much about it. Sorry, Mark.
No, you didn't. It was very appropriate. I don't get precious, Kate, about what you say and what I say. Kate and I have been tag teaming on this. This must be about the 5th one we've done, hey?
I think so.
Coaching is one of the fastest growing industries globally, and while it may be thought of the modern coaching era is particularly the growth has been more in the business and executive coaching, in recent times, as coaching as a profession has got more credible and deeper, and the complementary nature of coaching with counselling and therapy has been recognised globally, more and more coaching niches are appearing in the wellness space. There are wellness coaches, weight loss coaches, performance coaches, and life coaches, and ADHD coaches, and trauma-informed coaching to complement the counselling and therapy space. And so I've been involved in coach education for 10 years now, and in ACAP since 2017. And over those 10 years, I've had the privilege here and other places. I've trained psychologists, social workers, counsellors, therapists, psychotherapists, and that in the coaching skills to complement their practice with the coaching as well. They're very complementary. So at ACAP, if you wish, as part of your Bachelor of Counselling, you can include 3 electives in the coaching units. The final unit of supervision unit combines both counselling and coaching supervision. This coaching minor is fully accredited with the International Coaching Federation, while it also fulfills the requirements, in addition to the ICF credential, the requirement for PACFA, the Psychotherapy and Counselling Federation of Australia. And it's the only ICF accredited tertiary study in Australia within an applied psychology context. There are diverse opportunities for employment as well as private practice. So anyone interested in exploring more or more questions about the coaching minor can reach out to me. My email address will be at the end. So whether our counselling graduates are employed, they're employed as counsellors, policy workers, child protection officers, researchers, you can read the list there. These are just a sample of the organisations where ACAP coaches, counsellors have been employed in trauma-informed care, public service, mental health, bereavement counsellors, depending on the areas you focus on. And often it's not until you get in your degree that your passion, the area or niche within the counselling space, whether it's more the grief counselling, whether it's with your child or family, you'll get the chance to cover all of those. They're just some of the organisations. Kate, do you want to add it? Is there anything you want to add to that?
There's so many, well, the school counsellors, for example, there's community-based mental health support, and it's really becoming very sought after to get qualified people supporting, due to, as Charlotte said before, it's been a challenging few years and people have definitely struggled as a result. So yeah, there's lots of positions, and private practice. People go into private practice. So that's an option that some people would like.
Absolutely. One of my former ACAP students, who was in the coaching minor as well as counselling, he set up a counselling and coaching practice. He had in 2 places. He lived in Cooma, so he set up a practice in Cooma and Canberra, 2 practices, and they're thriving. And because it's so challenging post-COVID often to get into a psychologist, many GPs are beginning to refer to counsellors. So be aware that that's a real possibility. And in terms of employability, I want to tell a story. We heard from Charlotte. Really, is a dream is to work as a skilled counsellor. Another one of my students finished in trimester 3 last year. Oh, was it trimester 1 this year? Might have been trimester 1 this year. So again, counsellor coaching minor, did a placement in a school, loved it, passionate about it, applied for a job as a school counsellor, finished her degree 1 week. A week later, she was in employment. I've caught up with her since and she's loving it. So yeah, just to be aware. Yeah, Kate, over to you.
Thanks, Mark. Okay, so the Bachelor of Psychological Science in Counselling. Now this again, as I mentioned earlier, this will be discussed more in the psychology because it does fall in their faculty. But this course offers 11 core counselling units. So there's and they're set, so some have got prerequisites to others, etc. But you can do 11 counselling units. You'll do 10 psychology units and 3 of those multidisciplinary, those professions in society that I mentioned earlier, etc. So the counselling units, oh, sorry, Mark.
Sorry, apologies.
So the counselling units, you get to choose, the skills units. You might want to do all 4 of the skills units. You might want to do trauma 1 and trauma 2. So you might want to do counselling and neuroscience. So it's your choice on the 11 core counselling units. Okay. So this is you, Mark.
You go, okay?
No, you go.
Okay. So as Kate said earlier, supervision is a critical part of this, and that's for ACA Impact for registration. It has to have a supervision requirement. So a period of voluntary experience is embedded into the Bachelor of Counselling and Bachelor of Psychological Science of Counselling, and placements are aligned with the knowledge of students and enrolled course. Students are, we want to train you to be reflective, ethical practitioners. So you combine your theoretical knowledge with practical skills. And this is what placement's all about. Your counselling placement extends over 2 trimesters in the final year of your course. And we have over 600 organisations in our placement database to place you in a counselling placement. It can't be in your own private practice. We often get the question, well, I'm already private practice and I'm doing this degree. Can I do it there? And the answer is no, because this is to extend your experience as well. So the field placement happens in another place. It is normally over 2 consecutive trimesters when you undertake an ACAP supervision unit of study. It's not theory heavy, but where you meet with an ACAP registered professional supervisor to help you reflect on your experience in your placement and there to further extend your reflective practice in that way. To complete the field placement and the 1st and 2nd supervision units, you must be assessed as satisfactory by the placement agency supervisor, and you must attain a grade of satisfactory in each assessment task. in your supervision unit. So in order to pass successfully your placement, you need to get that satisfactory assessment from your supervisor in the agency, and as well as your ACAP supervisor in your tasks, in your case presentations, which are part of the assessment in the supervision unit. So all counselling courses come with the supervision component. There's that's a repeat. Yeah. Sorry for about that clip.
Except the diploma, that does not have a placement.
As Kate said earlier.
Bachelor, they all have placement.
Exactly. Hey, Kate, keep talking. This is your baby.
Oh, this is my baby. Okay, graduate certificate of wellbeing in schools. We know that the past few years have presented with some challenges for our young people, but not only young people, our staff as well in schools. We know that the data's coming out of the increase in mental health issues in our young people. We're focusing in schools on raising awareness of mental health, where we're not becoming reactive to issues. We're being proactive. So we know that students present with a variety of issues. Working as a school counsellor for years and years and years, we worked with such a diverse group across, from mental health issues through to family relationship, through to domestic violence, substance misuse, abuse. There was a multitude. So this course really looks at how we as educators in any education setting can promote wellbeing. What can we do to support our students and our staff, but not only them, our whole school community and the broader community? So there's 4 units. It's studied over 2 trimesters, full-time or part-time. Some students do one unit a trimester. And you must have a bachelor's degree to get into this course. So we have had a variety of people in the course, ranging from, the obvious teachers, principals. We've had parents enroll in it. We've had people from high up in the education department. We've had school counsellors. We've had people from Headspace, a multitude of participants in this course. So there's only 5 classes for compulsory classes, and there's 2 drop-in sessions which aren't compulsory, but we encourage people to attend. Okay, and there's no workshops for that one. Okay, so let's jump into the Masters. Masters of Counselling and Psychotherapy. So let's have a look. This is a course that requires you to have an undergraduate degree in a cognate field of study. Okay, now what that means, if you want to go directly into the Masters of Counselling, you'll have a cognate degree. So it might be counselling, it might be psychology, it might be teaching, it might be nursing. And the ACAP marketing team can help you to assess whether you meet the entrance requirements. Some students have come in with a graduate diploma and they'll receive some credits into the Masters of Counselling. The Masters also has placement, and it's so important because you're going to be taking those skills out and putting them in practice. So it has 200 placement hours, 240 placement hours, which you must do 80 hours of face-to-face counselling. So that's the important thing. You can't, and that is face-to-face. You can do some online, but there's specific requirements according to the registering bodies on that. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I was just answering a question.
Sorry.
Is a degree in OT acceptable? And the answer is yes. Absolutely. All righty. Graduate out. I think that's just, is that you and me, Kate?
You go, Mark. No, you
Oh,
go,
okay.
Mark.
Okay. So these are just some areas where our master's graduates can be afforded. The area of grief and loss counselling, other alcohol and drugs counselling, mental health, family, victims of crime support services, private practice offering counselling and psychotherapy, and also offering professional supervision to other counsellors. It's such an important, as we know, if to be registered in ACAP, professional supervision is a no-brainer. It has to be there, and we need experienced counsellors and therapists to offer that to others. It's just been able to offer that extra experience and depth of study and training in all of those areas and more. Kate will just share a little bit more now about the just the courses.
Yeah. So just quickly, a lot of people ask, what's the difference between psychotherapy and counselling? So generally speaking, and there's a lot more to it, but the psychotherapy really focuses more on the long-term issues and the growth. Counselling can be briefer therapy, not always, but it often focuses on the here and now, the current issues, and works on the skills for the clients to then apply them in other aspects of their life. Very basic overview, everyone. There's a lot more to it than that, but just in case anyone was curious. So with the, if you have a graduate diploma of counselling from us, you will receive some credits. And you'll see here on there, you'll receive person and practice of the therapist, philosophy and theories of counselling, counselling in a diverse world, ethical decision-making in counselling, mental health counselling, increasing therapeutic effectiveness, and theories and practice of group work. If you have a social work degree, you will get credits as well. And same with the Bachelor of Psychology honours year, you'll get credits as well. So these are the units that are offered in the Masters of Counselling, and it is an AQF level 9 degree. So they are the expectations, you know, there's we go into the topics a lot deeper than what you would do in a bachelor degree. So if you want to jump to the next one, Mark, thank you. So the course requirements, as we said, completion of an undergraduate degree in a cognate field of study. You need to provide 2 referee reports. So they can be from people that know you and can, well, obviously the referee reports are going to be people that know you, and it's going to be just discussing your suitability for counselling. The other thing is completion of an associate degree. If you feel that you have a similar field of study and lots of work experience, you can submit an application in for the faculty to assess entry into that. So the Graduate Certificate of Counselling is, that's a 4-unit course. Now this course is particularly if you do not have a cognate degree, this will be, you will enroll in the Graduate Certificate of Counselling. And that offers 4 units. So it's got Counselling, Practice 1, Theories, Ethics, and Cross-Cultural Counselling. And what that does is that gives you the foundations to then move into the master's degree with credits. So I've been teaching in the first unit, Counselling Practice, for years, and it's a fun, really engaged, practiced based unit. So that's what the Graduate Certificate of Counselling is, 4 units, and that'll get you into, upon completion, into the master's degree. Part of getting into the master's degree too is you will need to complete a questionnaire by PACFA. So that's and that will be provided to you. And again, the the National Criminal History Check. So if you do not have that cognate field of study, you don't rule out getting into the Masters. You do the graduate certificate as your entry point, and then you transition into the Master's degree. Okay. All right, so the Masters of Counselling and Psychotherapy, it really gives you, as I said, it's an AQF level 9, so it's really going to give you those advanced skills and knowledge, that expertise. You're going to look at traditional counselling and modern day contemporary. You'll have training and supervision, and what you'll be developing is that integrative approach to counselling and your practice. So, and it's based on the common factors. So you'll have a lot of theory and you'll be applying that to your practice. So there's a lot of different theoretical approaches in the Masters of Counselling that you'll be looking at. You'll look at Gestalt, person-centered, psychodynamic, open dialogue, which is fabulous. Creative therapies is another unit. Narrative therapy, solution focus. There's so many different, you'll learn about all the different therapeutic approaches. Now, you might learn about one and say, wow, that's what I want to practice. That's the therapeutic approach I want when I finish my Masters. Some of those you will need to, some students go on to do additional specialised training, for example, Gestalt or CBT. But that's, everyone's different. Some people will just take aspects of a few different approaches and use that as an integrated approach in their practice. So as you can see, you get a really broad range of therapeutic approaches. Okay. So again, we want you to be self-aware, self-reflective, ethical. Again, it comes down to that cultural sensitivity. So important. Understanding the importance of applying a cultural lens to your practice. You'll be able to apply those theories that I mentioned on the previous slide. You'll be able to look after yourself as a practitioner too, because if you don't look after yourself, how can you support your clients? So you'll learn how to apply all these, you're learning at an advanced academic level. It's an AQF level 9. Level 10 is the top level of a PhD or doctorate. So it is a high level master's. And a master's degree is well sought after in industry. Okay. So here's an example of the Masters of Counselling and Psychotherapy, the course setup. If you enter, there'll be 4. If you enter with a graduate diploma, the first year is credited. If you enter with a graduate certificate, you'll receive some credits. And again, that earlier slide when I mentioned which courses, Bachelor of Social Work and Counselling. But again, the marketing team can assist you with that as well. The electives, you have some electives. You get to choose 2 electives. Same as in the bachelor degree, you choose 2 electives. Now, the biggest problem I find with students is, and the common question I get asked is, but I want to do them all. Unfortunately, you can't. So you'll choose 2 electives that suit you and where you're going professionally. So counselling children and young people is an elective in the Masters, and open dialogue, fantastic. So, and they're creative as well as psychodynamic. So you get to choose 2 and they occur in your second year. Now this is a full-time structure here. Okay, so the Masters, if you go straight into a Master's degree, it's 16 units. Now that includes placement units. So you'll have 240 hours of student placement, 80 hours of direct face-to-face client counselling. You'll have 48 hours of ACAP supervision, and there'll be 112 hours of associated. So it's that breaking that down, there's 36 hours of teacher-directed student activities during the trimester. So no, the research units, can you just jump back a slide?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you'll have one research unit in the Masters, Research and Contemporary Counselling Approaches. Okay, sorry. And so again, it's 10 plus hours of study per week. Everyone's different. You will have regular, same as with the undergraduate degrees, you'll have regular activities that you need to complete, readings, you'll have classes to attend, you'll have hurdle task activities. If it's an online, that's where you do an activity each week and you post it online. You'll have researching for your assessments. So you'll need to, research and learn more to write your assessments. So there's some self-directed research and your assessment tasks. So students really need to be proactive and use Moodle and reach out to their educators. We're always happy to talk to our students and support them with your learning. You're not on your own. Okay, Mark.
Absolutely. So I'll just quickly go over this one because it really is the same as for the Bachelor of Counselling degree. There is the placement component. And in addition to a placement in an approved agency, you'll attend weekly 2-hour supervision session at ACAP, same as with the Bachelor of Counselling. You'll complete your independent study, you'll engage in journaling, going deeper again in your own reflective practice. You'll present cases at an even deeper level. And the 2-hour clinical supervision session is via Zoom. You can do that anywhere. And you will therefore obviously continue your personal study, maybe say at least 12 hours in addition to this as well. So as Kate said, we're talking about QF level 9. We're talking about a really high-end degree here. So you will gain. You dig deep, but you get the results as well. And here's just some examples of employers where our Masters of Counselling and Psychotherapy graduates have been employed. Just a sample, many more as well. That just gives you a hint. In addition to private practice or a combination, some it's not either or both and. Some work part-time employed as a counsellor, psychotherapist, and some in their part-time practice. There are many and varied ways in which this can happen. Anything you want to add, Kate, in terms of graduate?
No, I think it's the same as with the Bachelor of Counselling. There's plenty of opportunity. It's whatever area that you're interested. One of the big areas at the moment is drug and alcohol counselling.
Yeah.
So that's quite a large employer
Huge.
at the moment, from what I've been told.
Indeed.
Okay.
All right. Hey, we are just going to go a few minutes over time. Apologies for starting late. We had some technical glitches at the start. So if you're able to hang around a few minutes, we haven't got many more, but we will go a little bit over time. One of the things we work really hard because most of our students a lot of our students, whether you're on campus or online or blended, your class space, a lot of your work will be in your online class space. And we have really set that up to really meet the standards for that, and a lot of work being put in the class space to be able to engage. You have access to learning resources. We have a full online library there. It's not like it used to be. Access to learner support. It's been designed for learner experience. So here's just an example of what a class space looks like. Say if you're enrolled in COUN 5221 mental health practice, you go to the space in the front, your unit outline, which is your Bible for that unit. It tells you everything you need to know, the list of readings, unit announcements where your educator communicates with you there, and then you can communicate with your educator or other students in the Q&A forum there. It's a way of connecting with the community. And then for each unit, Here's an example for each week of a unit. So week 5 of this is theories of models of trauma counselling. There's some pre-reading you can do. There's key learning activities. You integrate the activities. The lecture's recorded. You can access, if you attend live, you can access a recording later. You can access the slide deck from the lecture. All of that's there in the class space. It's well set up. Once you learn to navigate that, all you need to find is on the class space. And rest assured, we give you help in navigating that as well. So now be aware, this is an online. We are offering on-campus course information sessions as well on 17th and 18th of January at all campuses, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne on the 17th. Any of you here in Brisbane, I will be in the on-campus one on the 17th of January. Call in and say hi. If you want to rock up and check out the Brisbane campus, Perth, Byron Bay, I think, are on the 18th. I think I got that right, but make sure you check the website at the top, acap.edu.au events. It will really give you information about that. And the placement program online session is coming up at the end of this month. You can register for that now as well.